Matt and Dave catch up. Is that what we are?
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. That was jacked.
Still having trouble getting MoGraph TV going here. Hold on. Uh-oh, what do I hear? Is that you?
You what? That was me, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Come on,
it's
MoGraph
playing on my
TV.
speakers. Why is it playing on my speakers? That should not be playing on my speakers. Oh, geez.
There we go.
Weird.
Now it's on MoGraph TV.
Monitor.
That was weird.
Just need to mute that. My hardware inputs, yeah. Oh, weird. Oh no, that's not Noob Noob. That is Noob Noob. That's right.
Speaking
Let's
of,
see. There we go. Cool.
that new Rick and Morty dough.
Yeah, when is that?
Last night.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it's the
I didn't
return of
watch
Mr.
it.
Poopy Butthole.
I saw that.
Ooh wee.
How'd the voice sound? Does it
Pretty
sound
good.
like
Pretty
that
good.
Sean guy?
It's not. It's they revealed it. It's not. It should have been that Sean guy.
Yeah, he was good.
It's too good. Mac Daffy,
What's up?
Cristobal Lopez. All right. Let's
What's up,
see.
Hinman?
What have I not done? I have not opened. I have not done the bat signal. I'm
Mhm.
so behind today. Whatever.
It's alright, whatever.
Whatever. Let's see here. Bat signal. Right. I need to replace my TV. TCL sent me a new TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And then you've got the one we bought for camp.
well, I will in a few
Yeah.
weeks once I go meet up with Jeff.
Oh, he's got it right now?
He's
That's
got
funny.
it, yeah.
Dude, I still, I unloaded everything from my car from camp,
Uh-huh.
and it's still in my garage.
Yeah, well, we took some of it to storage because we needed the room, but I still got a
Mhm.
bunch of stuff I haven't gone through. Do. All right, I just have to tell my friend on Facebook that I'm doing a show. Bom, bom, ba-doo, boop, boo-doo. There it is. Post as me.
So while I was at Disney World this week, we went and saw this show called the Hoop-de-Doo Review or something like that. Apparently, there is there's a whole camping area that you can camp at Disney World, and I had no idea.
I think I've heard about that. Yeah.
So you can rent a pad that you can either tent camp in.
Mhm.
I don't know why you'd want to in that heat, but or you can park an RV, which is pretty cool if you've already got an RV. But there was this hoop to do review, right? And at the end of it, they pull some people on stage. So of course yours truly got pulled up on stage.
Oh, of course you did. You should save this for the show.
I should.
That's the name
I
of
should
the
have
show.
Amy send me the video.
This is the name of the show today. It's Matt and Dave. We literally
We
haven't caught up.
We haven't talked in
No.
weeks. Yeah.
We shouldn't even say that we haven't talked in weeks until we're on the show.
Right.
And then
We shouldn't have even talked to each other until the
Yeah.
show started.
We shouldn't even gotten on Skype. All right. I got a couple topics for today. I think we should be fine. So I'll just use my template notes for this.
Cool.
And we'll see what happens. You ready for this?
Always.
All right. What's up and welcome to another MoGraph MoCast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt. And it's just us today. We're catching up.
We're doing a little catch-up, and MoGraph is a supplement to our site, MoGraph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, podcasts, and other MoGraph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, being a contractor. I'm not good at this today. Or working for the man. You can email us, info@mograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show. Questions, comments, concerns, queries, grievances, artist suggestions, topic ideas. We're on MoGraph.com. If you'd like to go see some of the stuff there, We got articles and things. We haven't done an article in a while. I haven't heard from them.
We haven't.
In a bit. The Maxon team.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have another article pretty soon. We got some classes on there that you can check out. Got lots of videos. We got MoGraph TV. If you go to mograph.com/TV, you can watch 24/7 animation. I got the new fall look going up there. We got the pumpkins.
The pumpkins.
You got the PSLs, all the things. And so we have not caught up at all. It's been quite a while. We got back from
camp.
We got back from camp. We did the thing with Casey, and pretty much that's the last time I really talked to you, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I like had what did I have? I had 2 weeks. Basically, I got home from camp, and then I did some freelance work with Already Been Chewed.
That's right. That's why I did it to you.
Yeah. So I wasn't hopping on the Discord, and I'll tell you, like, I forgot how fun working in a studio can be. Like, because I was actually working on site, except for days in which we had a podcast or whatever. But yeah, it was. I love that team over there.
I know, they're great.
They're great. They're so much fun to work with and super chill, and they produce such good stuff. And what I love, what I absolutely love about working with them is that everyone there, it's a wealth of knowledge,
right,
from all the way at the top with Barton all the way down, because like, and it's really nice to be getting creative input from people who know what the hell they're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
And so like, and it was great. It was super fun. I worked on a couple of projects while I was there, and I want to say I did a really good job, I think, so
cool.
But it was cool. Like, it was, I'll say, like, the being an independent contractor or whatever and just working from home, there's a lot. I forget how much freedom you have, you know?
That's true. That's true.
But I will say, like, just doing like a normal, going and working in a studio and then getting off of work, it's like, I'm done. I don't have to think about work at all.
Right.
Which is a big difference between being a contractor and actually like working in a studio. So.
And I've been away from my desk for a really long time, and that's my thing. It's been really weird. You said you weren't on Discord. I was barely on Discord. Finished up a huge project like I have been doing all year. I finished that and then finished up Camp MoGraph. And we're not completely done with the DAT tour, but it's going into the European leg, which we'll talk about in a second. And you're going to be on that.
I will be on that. Me and Pickle Nick will be on that.
Yeah. And it's been weird because I talked about pretty in depth last week with Dryzen, talked about my father passing away and everything, and it's been weird, like, not being in front of the computer for over a month, really, at this point. My routine was to come here, sit down every morning for like 15 hours a day all year. Until like September 7th when we left for Half-Res.
Oh, for Half-Res.
And I really have not had like full days sitting at my desk at all. I'll have maybe an hour. I'll check on some emails. I'll go back. And it's been just so weird being not in this room, spending time with the family. What's that?
Yeah, right.
So been doing that. Been just trying to enjoy my favorite month of the year a little bit. I am at...
the weather is gorgeous.
Oh my gosh. Like...
Oh, dude. While I was in Florida last week, the first like 4 days were super like nice. It was like high of 70, and then it got like rainy and humid and hot. And when I got back, I was expecting the same weather. I was pleasantly surprised when I walked outside and it was 61.
Oh man, last weekend and this weekend were just absolutely incredible. We carved pumpkins, we were able to be outside. Which Texas, you just can't be outside. And like I spent the whole day outside yesterday. The entire day just in the backyard, just sitting there. Just like chilling. and
It's so nice.
it was so nice. And I actually, for a lot of the day outside yesterday, I was on my my new Oculus Rift.
Yes.
And we'll
Talk
talk
to me about it.
that. We'll talk
Okay,
about that
okay.
too in a minute. But first, I do want to talk about the dates for the Europe tour.
Yes.
Because we do have the official dates now, and I'm going to put them up. I'm working on the panelists, but I
Yes.
am going to get the dates up so people can start getting tickets and whatnot.
We should have tickets up today, right?
We'll have tickets up today. We
Yes.
won't have the panelists listed just because I'm finalizing that, but I still want to give people the opportunity to get the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do it all at once, but it's just not going to happen that way. So we are going to be in London, or well, we,
Yeah.
the collective we,
The collective
the
we,
tour
yes.
will be in London November 2nd.
Yes.
That's going to be a place called the Brewery.
Mhm.
I know that's super vague, but we'll get the details
Right.
listed for you on that. Barcelona on November 6th at Talent Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Berlin, November 10th. That's at a place called Kindle, Kindl. And Paris, November 14th, a place called Ynov, Ynov. Are you going to Paris? Ynov.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. And that was perfect. That was perfect on Skype. I don't know how everybody else heard it.
It sounded good here.
Mhm.
That's funny.
So, so those are the dates for that. Also, wanted to mention again, we are going to be I will be doing the Miami show on
Yeah.
December 5th or 6th. I think it's
6th,
the 6th.
I think it is,
flying in
yeah.
the 5th. And that just leaves the South Carolina show, which will be first quarter of next year.
Yes. That'll be a big
And,
one.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. So we were going to do that this year, but we've moved that. That's another giant thing that I need to be working on today.
Yes.
So that's the plan there. So next week, Matt, you're going to be going out to NAB East,
Yes.
leaving on Monday.
Yeah, me and Pickle Nick, we're leaving on Monday. We'll be setting up for the live streams, for the Maxon live streams over at NAB East. Yours truly will be also presenting as well.
Mhm.
Really excited about that. Actually, Maxon just released an article on some of the work that I'm going to be presenting in. I did a bunch of work with Swordfish earlier in the year.
You're presenting at NAB East. You
Yes.
said NAB this morning. I thought you meant in April. I was like, well,
no,
that's
no.
early.
NAB East.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not as stressful, I guess.
No. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm working on that today. Or like this week. So yeah, Maxon just released an article on some of the work that we did with Swordfish did, me freelancing with them, on some of the MSC cruise ships, like the big LED ceilings and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. So I was in charge of some of these mosaic tile animations and stuff. So I'm going to be going over some of that.
The dreaded mosaic redshift.
Yes.
Dilemma.
So and like yeah.
I mean, you were asking not Pickle Rick, Maxon Rick,
I was
about
yeah.
like technical issues. I
Well,
remember that was a big
you know,
thing for you, and you got it figured out though.
I did get it figured out. The biggest I mean, I ran into issues with like flickering and stuff like that. It's just because like I was doing things with Fracture that you're not supposed to do.
Right.
You know?
Yes, right.
So,
Well, there was
yeah.
also some redshift feature that like didn't
There was
work,
a
but it
redshift
was still
feature
there.
that is truncated, and it doesn't say that. It didn't let me know. So like when I sent it off to the render farm, if you were rendering it individually, it worked totally fine.
Oh, but not on a farm.
But then when you put it on a farm, it like seeds it seeds it differently every
Right.
single frame. So like it was just all jittery and messed up.
right.
So this is no biggie. Anyway, so I'm presenting on that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So we will let's see. There's an event going on if you're in New York.
Julia's thing, right? Is it
Uh,
Julia?
Yeah. So Julia mentioned it. Let me see.
It's on
where
Facebook.
is it?
She Facebook messaged us.
Yes, she did.
Messaged us.
Sorry, I thought it was up on our MoGraph thing. Let me open up my Facebook messages, wherever Messenger is. I don't ever get on.
So you're leaving on Monday.
I'll
to
leave
do
on
that.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then there's a MoGraph meetup Tuesday the 24th at 6 p.m. Down in Brooklyn, I believe. Yeah, Brooklyn, Hereford Road. What is it? Hereford Road Pub.
okay.
Harefield Road Pub.
Okay.
So, yeah, just hit me up if you have questions, or hit up Michael Steinberg. He's the one who's kind of putting it together.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
it'll be great. Excited to see a bunch of the New York folks. Probably a bunch of camp friends again. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
So next week, I believe Jags is going to guest host. And I would
Dave will probably have guest hosts for most of November too.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's going to be the shows you're doing are going to be the show.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next week,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. I know it's late notice, but I'm gonna see if maybe Chris Schmidt will come on and talk about 2024 with us a little bit
cool.
if he's
Yeah.
available. I would like to get it installed and start working with it. I just haven't,
They
obviously.
just did a minor update with a bunch of bugs and stuff, so I would feel a lot more confident.
Well, hopefully
about
without a
doing
bunch
it
of
now.
bugs.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to do that. I would like to get maybe even that beta version of the newest version of Octane. And speaking of which, what I'm going to try and do. So the following Monday, we're going to do the Halloween episode when you're
Yes.
back. EJ is already overseas. I believe he was in South Africa the other day.
Wait, so the question is, will I be back? I think I'm pretty sure I will be back
You'll
for
be back
just
by Monday.
that day. I don't know. I don't have flights yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, theoretically, we're doing a Halloween episode on that Monday.
Okay.
That following Monday.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're basically into doing the tour. What I would like to do, though, is to try and still schedule. We've kind of had the tradition of getting Jules on right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So when you get back, if we could squeeze one in, or maybe even if it's after
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, put that in there in between and talk about, because I feel like we skipped a talk this year. Usually there's always a talk.
Yeah, there's
and then
normally the
Jules comes
GDC
on.
talk that he does. We normally have him on for that.
And he hasn't been on, so we haven't caught
Yeah.
up on the show. So I
Yeah.
would like to do that in November. We'll also be doing all the additional, shows from the road. We'll be doing
Yeah. So there is a
Miami,
chance
all
if I'm home or while I'm out. So I'm bringing some of my setup with me,
Yeah.
like maybe some lights and because I think I'm doing a podcast on the 3rd while I'm gone,
On the
from my
3rd.
hotel room of November.
Oh, with Otoy?
No, with I believe it's RevThink. Me and Mark are doing something about camp.
Oh, right.
So,
right,
yeah.
Right. I thought you did that already.
I thought
Are
I
you doing
did
another
too.
one?
I think we're doing another one.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't keep any of this stuff straight.
Well, either way, yeah. That's kind of the schedule, and so we'll have that, and we'll have Jules, and we'll have we'll be through Miami. That takes us almost to Christmas, and then next year we'll kind of be into back to normal shows again.
Yeah, I'm excited. Dude, I can't wait for January. Like honestly, like from November 20th, like November 20th on, I am just so excited because I'm back into my every normal day,
That's
back
what
at
I said
home.
about coming home from camp, and
Yeah.
it's been anything but.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's been insane. It's been insane. Like, I need to get back into this thing. It is so hard when I don't know if anybody experiences this. Like, if you, let's say, like, you work an extremely difficult project, right?
Yeah.
Like, I used to do this. I used to be on the road. I used to have to go do shows, and sometimes we'd have to do, like, an extremely difficult show. Like, load in, do the whole thing, be out in 24 hours, and come
Yeah.
home. And my brain just wouldn't work anymore. Like, you
Yeah.
get to the point where you're working where your brain just doesn't work, and then you get home and you crash. Or
Yeah.
sometimes your body does that thing, okay, now I can get sick.
Yep.
That kind of a thing,
Yep.
right? Well, this was like that times 1,000. I've done like a month of hard work before and crashed pretty hard
Yeah.
for like a day or a couple months and crashed for a couple days. And I feel like because this year was just like constant nights, weekends, everything up until October,
and,
that
you know,
my brain turned off.
That, and like you've been dealing with, your dad's been in the hospital for a really long
Oh,
time.
all year since March. Yeah.
That compounds the stress as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I am desperately trying to turn my brain back on. Like
Yeah.
it's been like I feel like I need some sort of like ADD meds or something
Right.
to like maybe some cocaine. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. You know.
Yeah, I'm slowly trying though. I've been doing things that have at least I talked about this last week that have been just different. You know, like
Yeah.
playing the drums. I've been DJing, learning how to DJ and all that stuff, and it's been nice. But I've also been experimenting with the Oculus.
Yes.
Whatever it's called now, the MetaQuest. They slowly changed all the parts of the names of it until it wasn't the original, because it was Oculus Rift, and then it was like Meta, and then it was what was it?
Then it was the Quest.
But before it was the Quest, it was like the Rift, the Meta Rift, or the Meta Oculus. No, it was Oculus Quest. It was
Okay.
It started as Oculus Quest, and then they made it the Meta Quest. So eventually, all the names changed. So instead of Oculus Rift, it's now Meta Quest. How did that happen? But it is pretty great. And here's the thing: this is entry level immersion, right? This is what I feel like. I feel like Apple should have done this. I don't even know if we talked about the headset on the show. I think they were announcing it while we were on the show, right? Weren't we like having a show with Malore when they announced it, and like we were like, "What? Why is this so expensive?"
Yeah.
So this is like everything that the Apple version should have been when it came out.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
This is what they should have done. And now here they're starting high and going down, and Meta is starting low and going up. And like the pass through on this is so much better. I'm a little upset because the Pro wasn't that much better than the Quest 2.
Oh, really? And it was expensive,
and it was
right?
really expensive. It was $1,200.
Yeah.
And it did have the color pass through. It had a lot better stuff. But first of all, their docking station they made for that is the most abhorrent charging station I've ever seen in my life. You can never get the thing on there right.
Of the Pro?
Yes. It's
Okay.
like if it's in the dark, forget about it. You will not get this thing seated on the thing correctly. There's no lock-in where it really feels like it's locked in. And then the controllers have to go inside. It's the worst. And the controllers have to do the controllers have to they have to charge first of all. I hate charging controllers because when they die, there's no way to just pop a new battery in.
Right.
You can't plug it. If the Rift dies, you just plug it in. You don't have as much freedom. But
Yeah.
so they're back to batteries in this version.
Oh, good.
Aren't Rift and Quest 2 different? Well, they call it the Rift, or do they call it the Quest Pro? I think it's the Meta Quest Pro. It's not really a Rift at all anymore, right? But the Pro, it's heavier. I think the only thing is like the processor is technically a little better, but this thing is Quest 3 is lighter. It's it's lighter. It's got way better resolution than the Pro version.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it has LiDAR. And that's a big deal because when you enter a room and you want to set up your room, it can do it automatically. Like you just look around and you can see everything gets covered in geometry. Everything
That's
just
neat.
gets blanketed in geometry, like you would see when the Microsoft HoloLens demos were going. And, it maps the room, right? So, like the demo that you play, where these little ball characters show up and you got to shoot them, they start like trying to come through your walls. So you see these little things, and then they bust through the walls, and there's holes in your walls. You're shooting them. You're destroying your room. But also, like, I did it in a huge space. I did it downstairs where the living room and kitchen are combined, So they're coming from, like, the back of the kitchen. They're hiding behind things because the LiDAR lets you block stuff. So they're popping up from behind the couch and coming over.
That's
and
so
all
cool.
of that. So that's cool. So I started with that. I'm just trying all the mixed reality stuff, right?
Yeah.
I love the controllers. are very simple, and they don't have lights and stuff on them, but when you're using them, you see lights. So there's like these little lights on the controllers that say how much power is left, but they're only there in VR. You know, you never see it on the real thing. The Rift, the tethered PC VR, right, and I had that one, but that's what I'm saying. The Rift, the Rift was the original version. This is the new version when they got bought out. And now you can tether this as well, or you can do the virtual one. I haven't had a chance, and you've been able to do this for a while.
Yeah.
But I haven't really tried to do something with it over Wi-Fi, like play. What's the Steam one? The
the
really good one that
the Vive.
No, I'm sorry. The game that you can only play.
Alex. Right?
Half-Life Alex is so good, and I never finished it because I was on the tethered version. You know, and that's great, but like I never really had a chance to try it over Wi-Fi to see if that works very well or not. But so I started playing some other stuff. I sat outside all day yesterday. Weather was great. Had a fire going, and I tried all of these different things. And there was one point I was in there for a couple hours.
That's cool.
Because it is I had everything on pass-through. I wasn't doing any regular games.
Yeah.
Just trying all the pass-through stuff I could find that was either free or maybe like something that looked like it was worth spending $9 on.
Yeah.
You know, I had fun sitting there. I'll have to show you this video that I made of sitting there outside, hanging out with Julie, having coffee, and playing like this Tetris-y type game. You know, and then. What was the other? Oh, so we had to order groceries. So I had a window up. And we were talking about groceries. I was on Amazon. And, here's the other thing. The hand tracking is so much better. I hated hand tracking on the last one. It's not perfect, but it's really getting there. Yeah. Like, you can take your hands and put them out. You can set down the controller. You can double tap the controllers together and set them down, and it knows, hey, I'm using my hands. Or if you put your hands out, it will see them, but it covers your hands. You've got menus. You can tap with your hands and do different things.
Okay.
And so all the menus, you can pinch and grab. So even these Tetris things, like I'm using my hands. I'm not using the controllers at all. And there's one it's not Figma, it's Fig something. It's like Figma XR. That's not the right word. But anyway, it has all these scenes you can bring in, and you can bring in tons of models from SketchUp and stuff, and you just put it around. So I was trying all these different setups, and I had my whole thing set up outside. I had like an alien dude who was like chilling next to me on the seat, and I had all these things all around, and I was watching TV. I had a big screen over here. I was just really trying to use all of these things and just see what you could do.
Yeah.
Even typing on a virtual keyboard with your finger is not bad.
Really?
You know, yeah, you have to I wish you could use, for some reason, when I want to pinch things, I want to use my middle finger. It only lets you use your index finger or your entire grip. You can close your hand, but it's cool because you can take a menu, take your hand, move it over here, rotate it, and put it over here.
Yeah.
There's a couple things I wish they would do. Like if you have a controller in your hand and you're moving a menu, I've done this in other apps. I want to be able to press the stick and let it just like go out, move it out in Z space. You can do that in that Fig whatever program with these characters, like and different objects. Like I had an Earth. It's an Earth and a moon, and you can do physics in all of these things in this app, right? So it sees the LiDAR and your room and everything. So you could flood the room with balls or something and physics and gravity, and it comes in and it's filling up the room in the right places, It looks real, and it has shadows that are great. I was holding this thing, and I looked down at my glass table outside, and there's a reflection on the table of the thing that I'm holding. It's very cool like that. And so I had this Earth, and it's like spinning, and there's a moon that orbits it. And you can grab, and I'm using my hands. I'm just grabbing the thing, and I'm throwing it, and it goes out, and then the Earth's over here, so I move the Earth toward it, and the gravity captures it, and it's moving around. You're holding the world in your hands, and it's all hands. It's not controllers. And also when you kind of like put your hand out like a wizard,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a line goes from it, and you feel like it feels very magic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just putting your hand out, and there's a line, and you can grab something and pull it back toward you, and hold it up in your hand, and it you know, make it hit the floor, and it bounces, and but again, this is how Apple should have done it.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different is the resolution. I know they've got like crazy ass resolution on the Apple one, but this is fairly close. I can deal with this.
Mm-hmm. How have you tried like doing a virtual desk setup? You know, like having like multiple screens, because I've seen a few people do that, like on their desk, like they've have screens set up. You know,
you can do it with the Pro. It's really good, of course, if you're going to do email or something. But what they do with the Meta one is too, if you want to do like the opposite, instead of being in a I guess a mixed world, and then you put in the screens, it's the opposite way. You can do it where there's like a 3D world, and you can put your desk, and you can cut out on your desk where your laptop is. So your real laptop is there. So you see it. You're actually using your laptop, but you're in this nice, relaxing office with a view, and you can still grab your coffee. And that's really the thing that I like. Sit there, grab your coffee. You're watching. Like I had a screen. I was watching the David Pakman show the other day, and it's on this huge screen outside. You know.
Yeah.
And
I think that would be cool because, like, for example, right now, I walked outside to take my kids to school, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to be able to work outside right now. You know, it's like, oh, but then I got to bring down a laptop. But if you had, you know, a VR headset, and I just sit down and I'm able to like work with all my screens and actually like connect to my computer, that's pretty killer.
I don't see doing 3D in it, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, but I do see, like, if you wanted to have a bunch of screens and type up emails and organize your to-do lists and all of that, I could see how that would be cool. It's still like 10-20 years from it being like super mainstream, when they're just like, you know, contacts that you can wear. That's gonna be it. You know, glasses or contacts. And Facebook is coming out with something like that. That's like a lighter version. Right? Like it's these glasses you can wear that do, and I think they're doing it right. They're doing the consumer version, and then they're doing this other thing, and eventually those two things are going to merge.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing like the Mac, right? And then the phone, or the Mac and the iPad. They were very two different things, but they're becoming more and more the same.
Yeah.
You know, the processing power, the stuff you can do with it, the keyboards, all of that. I feel like those glasses are going to evolve into what the Quest is.
Oh, is that the
becoming.
Ray-Ban stuff that they were showing?
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually, these technologies will become a
those,
thing.
I gotta say.
No, I don't either. But they're doing these minor things that eventually it will become one. This is going to be 20 years, but still.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I know is going to change society.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where, like, all of these rooms are going to have to be built for people. There's going to have to be graphics made for these things. You know, I talked about this years ago. Every product every whatever is going to have some sort of virtual version, because it will match up with the real thing in real life. And then you can click on the logo and see the nutritional information. You know, that kind of thing. That's why there's going to be a need for all sorts of graphics people in the future. You know, it's something to think about now. You know, interactive products for things like this. When you walk or again walk into a store, and in a world where everybody has all of these glasses on, 80% of the time, you will walk into a store and it will just be an empty store. You know, it is, like, you know, Matthew said, it is Ready Player One, but you walk in and people will design the virtual stores, because why use actual, you know, like clothing racks and, you know, other things and posters and signs when you could just hit a button and transform it into the holidays, or transform it into something cool, and people can come have these experiences and buy your stuff, you know. And that's definitely where it's coming or going. So games. There's a great video. I need to find it. I sent it to you yesterday. It's like the 20 top 10.
Yeah, I didn't fully watch it.
Yeah, I just scrolled through and I was seeing some really good stuff. My plan is to go through and play as many of them as I can.
That piano one that you were showing off.
Oh yeah,
that's so cool. Like that is one of the things that really interested me in getting a new headset. Is that the AR capabilities, the pass through,
it's the AR stuff,
pretty phenomenal.
And that's gonna get better.
Because the AR, the pass through on the Quest 2 is bad. It's not great. It's all like, black and white, and whatever. White. Yeah.
I wish you could do like a transparency pass through. I hacked the Quest 2 to do it a little bit because I thought it would be cool. Like, for example, Beat Saber. It wouldn't be hard to make that AR, and I feel like they probably will, where it's just in your room. That's how I prefer it. And what I did was a little hack where I put it in the, instead of room mode, I put it in the standalone mode, where you're like stationary. Yeah. Stationary mode. So it has that very small radius around you, but if you back up like a couple feet, it starts to fade out. Yeah. And I'm like, why can't you just say fade the pass through so I can have the transparency? Because it was really fun. I was playing it in my room virtually, Yeah. The piano thing is great. You can hook it to a MIDI keyboard if you want, and it actually will like give you a grade. It's a little bit different, but you put where the left and right keys are on the keyboard, and it maps all the letters to your keyboard or piano. I did this just with a regular analog piano. Yeah. And it sets up your piano, and just like Guitar Hero, the notes are coming toward you of what you need to play, and it's a great way to learn.
Does it show the music as well? Like, see, that's what I would like. I would like to be able to see the music so that I can reference what I'm playing with what it looks like.
You probably can. I haven't played it that long, but that's really. And what's funny is I was telling my daughter about it before I got it, and she's like, "They should have." Well, I said I would love to have one of the drums. You can place where your drums are.
Yes.
And have it.
There is a drum set one that I saw.
Yeah.
I
saw it after. Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to be able to set up the virtual drums and be able to play that. Yeah.
And then my daughter was like, well, they should have one for piano. And I was like, well, they have one kind of like that, and it's for the Lumi keyboard that I have here on my desk, the little rainbow keyboard, and you can put it on an iPad, and it lines up. But it's the same thing. And I got back home, and literally there was a TikTok talking about it. And
that's funny.
I was like, sweet. So I tried it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's other ones you can play with, blocks and all this stuff. I think that this is a great start. It's probably good for Apple too. Honestly, because people are going to get into it via this, but $500 for this.
It's so cheap in
relatively,
comparison.
Yes.
Relatively, yeah.
Relatively, for sure. And that's the thing for a consumer headset that has these capabilities to be able to start trying out these things. No, it doesn't look a million times, it doesn't look like real life. Yeah. Right? Like the resolution is not like over 9,000. It's right. You can still kind of tell. But when your choice is to get into that and play these games with a kind of okay pass through, or to buy the Apple one, which probably doesn't have any games. They did not show off any games. That would have been the killer thing for that presentation. All they said is, here's a thing, and you can type on your computer with it or watch a movie, and it's $3,000 or $3,500, however much it is. Yeah, that's like one little piece of what the Quest 3 does, and it's like, well, why would I do that when Apple doesn't have anything for it? Apple should have done it. Even if they didn't make a cheap version, like a $500 introductory version, they should have had some dang games. They should have. They've been working on this AR stuff for so long, and that's the whole point.
There was something Disney, right, that they did with Disney?
Yeah, there's one little Disney thing, but I just feel like it should have been set up so that every game that's AR already automatically works in there. What have these people been building? Like, these companies have been making these crazy tabletop AR games.
Yeah.
And who's playing them virtually by holding their iPad up to a table?
Yeah.
No one's
Yeah,
doing that. Well, why not show that stuff off? It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that much. They've been working on it for years. If they had some killer apps, yeah. Maybe I'd spend $3,000 on it if it was really going to be that great, but it's not.
Yeah. I do have to give Zuckerberg some credit, because the stuff he's been doing with, other than, having to have a Facebook account to log in,
right?
Which kind of sucks.
I don't know if you have to have that anymore or not.
Yeah, like it's the stuff that they've been doing with it is really cool.
Yeah, it's it sucks because it's Facebook, but they are doing things right. Some of the things they're doing with, like, the virtual, I don't know if you saw that virtual interview that Zuckerberg did online, but they're doing this crazy mapping to people's faces. Like, they're doing like Nerf type scans of people, and that's your avatar. And then you come into another room. That's what I want to do too. I don't know anyone with the Quest 3 yet, but there's stuff where you can invite someone else into your room. Now, they don't see your room yet.
I don't think they can see your room.
No.
But it would be cool, like, if you had, like, a Theta camera or something like that, to, like, be able to connect your Quest directly, or, like, invite someone to your room and it connects through to the Theta camera,
Right.
Dude, could you imagine the implications of, like, OnlyFans?
Oh, gosh.
If there was, like, you can connect to your the person's Theta camera. Ooh.
They just show up in your room. Well, I think what it will be at first is they'll probably let you kind of, like, rebuild your room with the LiDAR. Right now the polygons are
I could see that.
But
yeah,
it'll rebuild your room. But even so, even if you're not using that, to be able, you can set up a virtual room.
Yeah.
And you can put some props and stuff in there, and the other person will be in their room. Yeah. But at least you could, like, sit down together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it would be interesting to just have a conversation with a full avatar like that.
Yeah.
And
totally.
Because they have, like, meeting rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the virtual work stuff that they're doing. And I think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
I think it is. So I'm just here trying to convince you to buy one,
You've already convinced me. I will get one.
They're
hire me for some work, Dave.
There we go.
And then I'll have enough money for it.
Yeah, the OnlyFans angle. That's how things get popular, right? They start in the adult industry. That's how VHS happened. So whatever they do, I'm sure everything else will follow.
Yeah.
But they're doing it right. I just feel like Apple just doesn't quite understand yet. They just went for that business angle. So, yeah. I don't know if there's anything else about it, but...
Oh, man. That's exciting.
Yeah, I do really like that the controllers are back to AA batteries.
And how the weight, it's a lot lighter, you said?
Yeah, it's lighter than the Pro. The thing that I don't like about the Pro, I love how you can put it on and just tighten the little thing on the back, right? And it tightens on you instead of having that kind of uncomfortable strap. But the problem is when you want to do anything when you're not standing up. Because, like, if you're trying to, like, sit in bed with it or have a pillow, you got this giant thing on the back of your head.
Gotcha.
And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You can't lean when you have that. So I do have the strap for the Quest 3 that it's like the Pro one that you could put in when you're playing, like, Beat Saber, and you twist it locks in. But I still prefer, like, if I'm sitting down or I'm in bed or something, I can't hit it on the headboard. Or sometimes I get in my my Moon Pod and sit there and veg out and watch, like, cool 3D,
Is that
like,
the
trippy
Elite
visual
strap?
things. Yeah, it's the Elite strap.
Oh, and there's one with a battery too. Huh?
Now, I will say this about the battery. Battery's not great.
Oh, really?
It doesn't last as long as I like, and I feel like I feel like it's an even shorter battery life. But I think it's because I think it's the processing power.
Sure.
And it's really hard to even keep it plugged in and keep it, like, juicing without losing battery while it's charging. But, like,
I'm gonna tell Amy to buy me this for Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's see.
it's a shorter battery life, I feel like, than the last one.
Ooh, I can do
So-
12 months payments
Oh my gosh.
on Amazon. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend it. The last one, I would say, I think I said, if you have a MetaQuest 2,
Yeah.
don't get the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're really into trying out this AR stuff. And I gotta...
So what I don't understand, like, is what is the Pro better than the Quest 3 at?
It's not really.
Yeah?
That's the thing. And I'm like, are they going to come out with a new Pro? Or was that a test? I don't
Yeah.
know if I would get another Pro at this point, because I feel like they're just packing in all the good stuff into the consumer grade version.
Yeah.
You know, I thought it would be a little better, but I took one for the team, so to speak,
Appreciate
on
that.
the other one. And I was really into the AR stuff, and that was the first one that would do it. So I was trying it.
Yeah.
But like this one's really doing it, and they both have the color pass through, but this is way better resolution.
That's
so,
cool. So is the screen resolution better?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
it's way better. I think the second number on the other one was 1080, and I forget like the actual resolution, but something by 1080 was the Pro, and I think that this one is 22 something or 20 something.
Wow.
So it's like double the horizontal resolution, or not the horizontal resolution. It's just like double the resolution or something like that. It looks a lot better. It's very crisp. Very, very crisp.
I see MetaQuest 3. 1920 by 1832, and then the last one. No, that's the Quest 2.
No, I was going to, yeah.
Huh.
By
Weird.
1832, yeah. The new one is, I forget what it is, but like Alexander says in the chat here.
2064 by 2208. So it is a slightly higher
2208,
resolution.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, the Apple one is something ridiculous.
Huh.
What's the Apple one called again?
The Apple Vision Pro.
Vision Pro resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Apple Vision Pro 2160 by 3840. Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. And everybody says it looks really good, but if that's the only thing,
Yeah.
right? Like
Oh, it's micro OLED. Oh, that's gonna look real nice.
that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm sure that everybody
That's probably
everybody
why
says
it's so expensive.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Alexander, if you're going from the OG Quest 1
Yeah.
and you're going to the 3, you're gonna be blown away. You're gonna be blown away at how great it is. Like it is 100% worth it if you're going from that. This is the first step, I think, in something that we're gonna see really kind of change the way people look at AR. And I feel like we in our industry have seen it coming. We know like what the possibilities could be, what you could do with this, but I don't feel like the general public fully understands how fun this is.
Yeah.
I
used to think VR, like I remember it's one of those things. I like to compare camp to VR. It's one of those things where like you just don't know how cool it is until you actually go, or whatever. It's like when VR, when the very first Oculus Rift came out, like the DK1.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is
no
so
parallax.
stupid. Yeah, I was like, this is dumb. This isn't gonna happen. Whatever. And then you brought it to work, and we spent all day playing in it, and I got super sick. I was like, okay, I get it. Almost instantly, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I played that little Italian villa demo that came with the DK1, Tuscany demo.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is it. Like, I get it. And it was so bad. Like, I need to go. I still have it. I'd go look at it and see what it was like. It worked on the Mac back then. Remember all that? And it's. Oh, what was I gonna say? Back in the day, you said we were talking about VR, and you're like, I just don't see it going mainstream. And like, I agree. Like, it is mainstream-ish.
Yeah.
Right. But when you said I don't see it going mainstream, I was like, yeah, you know when it's going to go mainstream is when it's AR,
Yeah.
which they're calling it mixed reality.
Mixed reality is fine. Whatever.
You know. But still, this is it. This is the start of it. You know.
Yeah. Alexander says I've been seeing people cooking meals in AR.
Mhm.
So have I. It's rad.
Yeah.
Being able to pick up and move the screen around, so you can like I think that's rad. Like being able to like have like a recipe or something out that you can just like make a certain size. So like, you know, and like it would be cool be able to like lock it. So like no matter where you're walking to, you'll always have the recipe right up where you are.
That's what it does. That's what it does. The screen doesn't stay with you; it stays in place. So if you go put the
I'm
screen,
talking about locking it to where your location is. You know.
Oh, where your location is.
Yeah,
you can probably do that too. You know, or put it on. I like the idea. You know, you put it on your watch. They do that with a lot of things. You put your hand up and you can see the recipe. You know, or you could even the possibilities are endless. I mean, think about like if you could lay your counter out and it has the recipe and then you put your ingredients out.
Yeah.
You know, and it says, do this and do this, and it's pointing to the different things.
Dude, and think about it if like it could visually weigh something, you know?
Oh gosh.
It's like, oh, you need 1 cup of flour, okay, so you just kind of pour it in there. It's like, okay, that's 1 cup, you know?
Well, I think the AI capabilities with it too, you know, we'll be able to identify objects.
Yeah.
You eventually walk down the street and it tells you things, yeah. It is very easy to wear while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I imagine if you're cooking, you might get some grease on the lenses, but whatever. You know, I'm a little bit hard on my VR devices. Is that I'm not very gentle with them.
Yeah.
You know, they get all banged up and dirty, and you know, I use them to play Beat Saber, and they get sweaty, and you know, so whatever. You just wipe off the grease. Sure.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Swim with it. Go swimming with it on.
That'd be weird.
Yeah. You can go under the water and see VR stuff. I don't know what else to say about that.
That's exciting. I like it. I will buy one as soon as I've got some extra money. Yeah.
Spending all that extra cash at Disney World, you know.
Man. It's so funny because like you go in. So we have annual passes, you know. Amy did some extra work this year for her school, and so she got a bonus at the end of the year, and we're like, okay, let's put that money into an annual pass. We love, you know, because we normally do 1 Disney World trip and then 1 Disneyland trip, you know, per year. And man, I'll tell you what, those annual passes, it's like, you know, they're making money hand over fist.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, you know what they should do? They should start giving away tickets, because the amount of money people spend at Disney, you know.
That's true. Yeah, the Vegas style, right?
Vegas style, right? Yeah. But, you know, they got to keep out the riffraff, you know.
That's true. Troublemakers.
Anyway, yeah. So it's
anything else to talk about in the world of Animutin? Because,
I don't know. How's business been for you? Like, have you had any inquiries lately and stuff like that? Because I have a buddy who recently got laid off from his job, you know, and so he's been kind of looking around, and he's been saying, I've been hearing people talk about how, you know, it's kind of hard right now in our industry.
I mean, it has been. I have Christmas projects coming up, so and I had a ton of stuff at the beginning of the year, so I'm not necessarily worried right now about it. I've taken the time. But I did this last year too. You know, I'm taking October to, you know, keep working on a website that I've been working on for a year. And just didn't need to update, honestly. I've just been hoarding money for that case, but I mean, man, it's really hard to say, because for me, it's lots of regular clients.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a lot of, I never get a lot of inquiries in the first place.
Yeah. You've almost got this like steady stream of clients who do the same projects every year.
Or just have clients who come to them every year and they come to me or whatever. And, So I haven't been trying very hard to get more clients. So I feel like it's not, to me, it feels like it's not the industry. It feels like it's me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like I haven't really been pushing anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I need to be doing this winter, kind of redoing things for next year. Because after Christmas, that's when you're really going to have to start pushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
January, when no one does anything.
Yeah. I know.
And the week between, or the 3 weeks between, like right before Christmas and all the way through the beginning of the year, when nobody lifts a dang finger or answers a dang email. It's like, come on, guys, I want to get going on something. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I'm out of town. I'll be back in 4 weeks because I
Right.
take an entire month off for Christmas. It's like, okay. So it's something to keep an eye on. I mean, I know the whole year has been difficult for a lot of people, and I think I talked about this. Maybe I didn't talk about this on the show. I might have talked about it just talking to Casey, or something at one point. But the almost like a guilt for having work when your friends don't.
Yeah, I get that.
You know,
I get that.
But then it will go the other way. Then you'll be done with work and everyone else is working. You know.
Yeah.
But it does make you feel guilty. Everyone's like, man, I can't find a gig, and you're like, man, I am slammed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it ebbs and flows,
But you
right?
you do have that. I mean, you got the past 4 years. You've had the Madden project, you know, which has been keeping you well busy.
Which I believe it sounds like is happening, you know, on a continuous basis.
That's good.
I hope to keep it.
Yeah.
But you know, I have some other ones too. You know, I had a lot of overflow during that time that I sent to you as well, and
Yeah.
Those are the regular ones that just keep coming in. So
Yeah.
It's time to get a website out. I don't want to have too many big fish that could possibly go away and mess things up. So I'm panicked in that sense. I need to get some more little clients, but some more medium clients, and
Yeah.
you know, push things along. But I just haven't had time to do another website, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the problem. I worked at a studio, and their main client for everything they did was Samsung. And when Samsung phones started exploding, they went out of business.
Yeah, we were getting some good gigs out of that back then. So,
Yup.
yeah.
Campmograph. We
What?
got Campmograph we could talk about.
Yeah, we do have Campmograph. We're working on the details for Australia.
Yes.
We're going to start putting some stuff out there. We got to spread the word about Australia as well. So
if you are in Australia, you're an Australian listener, hit us up. If you're interested in coming to camp, sign up for the newsletter, campmograph.com. We'll let everyone know as soon as tickets go on sale. We had an idea, but we've been having a hard time. All of us have been so busy
right.
that, like, you know, it's hard to push out some of the content and stuff like that.
Well, we're trying to promote Australia, and we just haven't had time, and we're wondering, should we give it some more time before ticket sales, or should we just put them on sale?
Yeah.
And
because the thing is, like,
after.
If you do the ticket sales early, this is my thought. If you do the ticket sales early, people have time to slowly trickle in, you know?
Right.
Instead of it just being a big rush right there, you know? And it's, you know, it is around the Christmas season and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
and it's Australia, so this is a little different. I mean, again, we're going for people who mostly live in Australia, but I know there's people here that would like to figure it out. We're also trying to figure out where we're going to be in the U.S.
Yes.
Because I think there are some people that want to know because they want to make a decision.
Yeah.
So that's something else that we're kind of...
there will definitely be a U.S. one.
For sure.
It's not one or the other.
Yes.
It will be both.
Yeah, we emphasized that last episode too. It is not just Australia. So I feel like most people are just going to say, yeah, I'm going to do the U.S. one. But I think there are some people that want to be like, okay, well, I live in California, and if it's going to be in Portland, I could easily go up to Portland or something like that, right?
Or if it's going to be on the East Coast, I could easily fly to Australia.
Exactly. And we want people to know what their choice is first, so that's what we're working on, you know. So, will the U.S. one be in September again?
Yes, more than likely.
Yeah, we try and keep it the same.
Yeah. So,
and we don't know if we're going to do international every year. This is an experiment, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see how the crowd is, if
Mhm.
they like it or not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
very excited about it.
And I think the rest of the year we're going to be talking about like some of the new things coming out. I'm sure that the episode with Jules is going to be great. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about some Unreal next week with Jags.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a transitional year for a lot of people. Like we had like 2 years ago was NFTs, 1 year
Yeah.
ago was AI. This year is the year that everybody's trying to figure out if they're still going to be in business.
Well,
like
I think,
what is their
yeah, I
career
mean,
going to be?
I think some of this AI stuff is also, I don't know, a lot of Adobe's doing a lot with the AI stuff.
Mhm.
I have noticed,
Yeah.
especially this latest Max. There's so much that they're introducing, and I'll tell you, I'm not worried for my job at all. It's gonna make my life a lot easier, But it's like, it's so weird to me. I've been thinking about this kind of for the past week. It's like I always want to be the young, cool, hip guy,
Mm-hmm.
like the cool kid who's up on all the technology and stuff like that. But I also really hate AI in a way,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh no, we need to go back to the classic days when we didn't have cell phones and blah blah blah, and it's like, I don't know. I don't want to become that old curmudgeon who just does not like new technology.
Right.
But there are things about AI that I really don't like,
The hardest thing for me, I thought about this the other day, is innovation. I was always the person who wanted to try all the new things right away and figure out how it could work with other things and stuff. But the older I get, the less patience I have for that stuff.
Yeah, right.
I don't mind learning new things, but sometimes I'm like, I don't have time to experiment with that right now.
Right.
Right. But that is kind of what keeps it new and keeps you up to date. And it's just like, I've got to figure out what I want to do.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people are in that same boat. They're like, what do I want to do? Am I still going to do this? Am I going to do more? Am I going to expand?
Yeah.
Am I going to get into interactive or game engine stuff? Or am I going to stick with this program or this render engine? The business model is, I think, what a lot of people are having problems with right now.
Yeah.
Is it better to just keep going this way? Are a lot of places going to close down because people are consolidating? I don't think AI is really the issue.
Yeah.
I think there was, of course, this year there was the whole economy scare.
Yeah.
Which inflation is up. They
Yeah.
keep talking about this big crash or recession or whatever. And again, things we've talked about, but the idea that there could be a recession, the scare of the recession, I feel is what harmed us in 2023 more than anything.
Yeah, I think also, so student loans just started going back. I mean, I got hit with my $750 student loan payment yesterday, which, by the way, since I moved over to the Save thing that Biden introduced, my student loan payment tripled.
Oh, well, that's saved. That worked really well.
Yeah. I should have just stayed on my original plan, because then some of it would have been forgiven, in like 5 years versus this. Now, if I want to get back to that old plan, I've got to reconsolidate all my student loans and then pay for another 20 years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think I was talking to my wife about this. And I think this next year is going to be the year where I just bust my ass, like this year has been weird, because of the tour and everything,
Right.
Right. I haven't been able, it's been really hard because I haven't been able to book jobs. I was so happy when ABC hit me up while we were at camp and like, hey, what's your time? I was like, I got these 2 weeks. Do you want to book me? And they're like, yes, because that's hard to come by, especially when, like, for example, I'm home this week. I'm trying to catch up on everything that I haven't been able to get taken care of over the past month.
And then you're gone for 3 weeks.
And then I'm gone for a week. I'm home for maybe 2 or 3 days, and then I'm gone for 2.5,
Yeah.
3 weeks, you know,
Right.
and then I'm home.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about, you know, I want to try. So I would love to hear your opinion on this, because I've considered it, and I've talked to a few people, but like I feel like okay, so I want to get booked for the entire year, right? I want to be booked for 48 out of the 52 weeks out of the year, you know, because my goal next year is to pay off all my student loans, you know, since we know what's happening with them now and it kind of sucks, you know. Okay, now I'm in pay off that mode. And so I've been highly considering lowering my rate, right? Into something that will be more enticing to a studio to book me for a longer amount of time, right? I know. But also, I am well versed in a lot of things, and I pride myself on the fact that I'm really fast at what I do, you know?
That's what's hard to measure.
The thing is, like, you know, for that previous job that we worked on, I was able to do 5 videos, and I only billed for 10 days versus some of the other people, you know, did 3 videos
and people don't
billed
understand
for like
that.
12 days,
right?
You know, and it's like,
when someone sees your rate, they don't see that.
It's hard. Yeah, exactly. When someone sees my rate, they don't see, hey, I'm going to get twice as much work done in one single day, you know, than someone else will do
exactly
in 4 days.
But when they look at your rates the same as someone else, they don't know how fast you work.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, how do you relay that information to them?
Right.
You know? I don't know.
You need a sizzle reel about yourself.
Right. Hey, everybody. I'm Matt Milstead. Hire me. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Ariev did that this week.
I did see that, yeah.
He did a little bio video, and maybe that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, you do that, and you put it in the little clip.
Yeah.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
Dressed up like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I mean, the only way you can do that really is by just proving yourself to people. You know, by proving your how you work, your efficiency, how you deal with others, how you deal with clients, how you deal with deadlines, you know, your work attitude.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing. You
know?
Just
say, I cost more, but I'm faster. All right.
But then you also have to prove that you're faster, but not sloppy with it, right?
Right.
People, you're faster. Right. Well, do you go do a good job when you go fast? You know, that kind of a thing. Yeah, you have to like say, I can deliver the same quality in less time somehow. And people have to, I guess you just have to work with people for them to know that. Yeah. You just prove yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking to get more B2B next year. I prefer that because I can do everything my own way.
Yeah, totally.
You know, that's really, you know, I don't mind working with agencies, but it's always like, it's got to be this way. You got to do it this way.
And there's a middleman. There's,
you know, you got to use our special system to do this thing. And
you say, I cost more, but I'm faster and not sloppy.
Right. Thanks, Paul.
That's hilarious.
They do have kangaroos in Australia, Paul.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah. Wallabies.
Wallabies.
And shrimp on the barbie. All the things that we can throw at it. Like I did get a puppet.
Yes, you did. What was it? Was it a kangaroo?
It's a crocodile.
A crocodile. That's right.
I went with Crikey the crocodile.
You know,
he's going to sound exactly like Vance. It is Vance. It's going to be the same soul, different body every time.
See, but can you not give it an Australian accent?
I mean, that's a little bit cliche.
Is it?
That's pretty cliche.
Nah.
I mean, I could try an Australian accent with that voice filter and
Yeah,
see what
you
happens.
should.
That would be very
should.
interesting. Very, very interesting.
I was gonna say something, now I don't remember what it was. Oh, do you know the Irwin Zoo is like 20 minutes away from camp?
Ooh. Well, we're
Yeah.
going in early to acclimate. So.
I know. We should
Yeah.
stay there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we should wrap this up because I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, me too.
Good time to introduce our sponsor. Just kidding.
Monster Energy drink.
No, one of those, the one that has the commercial where the podcasters
right.
have to go to the bathroom all the time.
Dude, my life has changed since I started taking medication for it.
There you go. See, they should be the sponsor for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
This
more
week.
getting up from Zoom calls.
Brought to you by colostramine.
Oh,
Yeah,
colostramine. That just sounds.
it does. Well,
Doesn't
what's
sound
funny
great.
is it's a cholesterol medication, you know,
Oh, it is.
but I don't use it for cholesterol. What it does is it just soaks up all the extra bile that my liver makes.
Weird.
You know? Yeah.
All right.
Dude,
Well, on that
I
note,
have lost 11 pounds.
you've been walking through Disney World.
Well, no, I lost 3 pounds in Disney World, but
Mm.
I lost 7 pounds with all this travel that I've been doing.
Mhm.
I eat less because I'm not at home and I'm walking so much.
Right.
You know, I'm down 11 pounds without trying. It's
pretty good.
amazing.
I am not. I am up probably 11 pounds at least.
At least.
But I was starting to go back on doing all the running and all of the things
Yeah.
this month, but that got a little delayed with everything going on. We're starting this week.
Yeah.
Back to Ketober. It's
Ketober.
Ketober.
Nah.
It's Ketober.
Do
I'm going back on it.
PSL October and then you can do Kevember.
I have had so many PSLs this year. And that new one that everyone's talking about. So
What's
it's
that?
So it's a TikTok recipe
Uh-huh.
that everybody's ordering at Starbucks, and it is just I don't even want to know how much sugar and calories is in it, but I've had 3 of them already.
Really?
And it is it's a oh gosh, it's like a pumpkin chai. It's like a pumpkin chai, right?
Mhm.
But then you use oat milk, so it gives it that real kind of rich flavor.
Okay.
But then
Okay.
you also add 2 pumps of brown sugar syrup and 1
Ooh,
pump
boy.
of vanilla syrup, and it has like the nutmeg or whatever they put on top.
Yeah.
It is fall in a cup, and it is so sweet. This is an ice drink. It is.
Okay.
It's the one. It's one where there's the guy on TikTok with the McDonald's recipes and stuff. He's like, come
Yeah.
here.
Come
Let
me show you how to make a Baja Blast.
Yeah.
That was him yesterday.
Yeah, so he did one on this particular drink that everybody's trying. He went and tried it. He said what the recipe was, and I put it in at Starbucks, and it was freaking fantastic. It is so good. What's wrong?
It's Be Real Time.
Oh, it's Be Real Time.
Uh-huh.
Oh, let me get my thing. Hold on. If you follow us on Be Real, then you'll see.
You
this.
should, yeah. Follow me on Be Real. Matt Milstead, probably. I think
Alright.
that's my name. Yeah,
See if
Matt
I can get a
Milstead.
little picture here.
I love Be Real. It is my favorite social media app. Like, of all the things.
I
And
know,
I
mine
love
too.
like the number of times I was in Disney where like I would just post exactly what I was doing at that time, even if it was nothing, just so I can get
Right.
those 2 extra pictures where I can make my life look cool.
Yeah, like Paul is watching us,
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
and
so funny.
you. What Maria's watching and she didn't post.
Maria.
Maria, it's Be Real Time.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, did it just show up? Yeah, it did just show up. I think.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh, there she is. She's watching us. And
Yeah.
it's us on one side and a render window on the other side.
Nice. That's the way you do
Nice.
it.
Yeah, follow us on there.
Yeah.
Hit us up. I
Also,
like
everyone,
it.
come hang out with us in the MoGraph Discord video. We're in there all day. Like
Yep.
let's get some new people in. Not that I don't like the people who show up every day, but let's get some newbies in. Come hang out with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna start returning to normalcy slowly.
yes.
We appreciate everybody that listens to the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to know, like, how many people are listening, watching,
Yeah.
all of that. You know, or like we say, you know, we have a small group of people who always watch live, but
Yeah.
most of the people listen. And you know, if we haven't heard from you before, send us a little note. Say hi. You know,
Alex, it's the MoGraph
Discord
Shoot
channel.
me an email and I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was I just saying? What was I just talking about? People who listen to the audio, right? Like,
Yes.
People who listen to the audio are probably like me, where they just listen and they never say a word. And
Yeah.
again, there's
Lurkers.
yeah, lurkers. I'm a lurker.
We love the lurkers.
I've got like a few staple podcasts I've listened to for like a decade, and I've never
Yeah.
reached out, said a single thing, but I know
Yeah.
everything about their lives.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a lurker on TikTok,
Mhm.
like crazy lurker. I'm there all the time, and I hate, like, I'll comment on something, and I'll get, like, people will comment back or like respond, and I'm like, oh, I don't want all these notifications, you know.
Yes,
So
I
like,
don't. Like
I have a
these
tendency to like
notifications.
not comment sometimes because I don't want the notifications.
You
Like I
sh-
posted that one about on that NFT thing about, like, I was like, oh, I sold one for a lot of money and it changed my life, and
Uh-huh.
people are like, oh yeah, 13 followers and no PFP, yeah, sure, scammer.
Yeah, cap. That's cap. On
It
God,
was like,
that's cap.
all right, it's fine. I'm gonna, and, like, all it was just negative comments and stuff like that, or
you just
you know,
can't get rid of the notifications that don't matter.
no, yeah,
You like so and so followed you. So and so looked at your profile. So and so like it's stuff that you don't.
well,
care.
I turned off those.
Can you turn? No, not like notification on your phone, but like when you go to the
I-
app,
I
you
think
still
you
have
can-
a thing.
Yeah, I know. I'll sometimes get like, oh, your friend is
Right.
is on, and I was like, how do you know? I didn't give you access to any of my stuff.
I know,
How do
right?
you know?
I said don't add my address book, and it still somehow knows my friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a conspiracy. We should ban it throughout the entire U.S.
Or, just here's the thing. I've noticed lately with TikTok, like I'm scrolling through and I'll find myself like rewatching clips from movies or something like they do,
Mhm.
or like Taskmaster. Oh my gosh, you throw me a Taskmaster clip, I will watch it every
I don't
time
even
because
know
it
what
is
that
the
is.
funniest show in the world. They've got Taskmaster UK and then they've got Taskmaster New Zealand. New Zealand's the best. Taskmaster New Zealand, it's like,
But what are
you
they
gotta watch it.
doing? What's the test?
It's so they bring on like 5 different comedians and they make them do tasks. It's like, throw this cricket ball the furthest, or knock down the wickets from the furthest thing. It's like silly stuff, right?
Knock down the wickets from the
Right.
cricket. Get yourself an
or
ice
they'll
lolly
do
and watch
something
the
like,
telly.
one of them was hide this body. It's like a stuffed body or whatever, and they're like,
Ooh.
hide it, and the person who hides it the longest wins, right? That was one of the tasks in New Zealand. And so, like, Paul, the co-host for the show, he's so funny. It's the funniest show I've ever seen. I'll have to send you one. Yeah, Taskmaster New Zealand. It's so good. It's so
I'm
good.
gonna have to check it out.
Like, I love the UK version. Greg Davies is the host. He's the Taskmaster. He's brilliant. I love him. Right?
Can we get them to come to
host-
camp?
No, I
Oh.
maybe not. But the guy who hosts Taskmaster New Zealand, I don't love him. But Paul, the co-host, oh, he's chef's kiss. So good. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll send you a clip. Anyway, I find myself like watching these clips and I'm like, you know what? I don't care about clips. I'm going to stop watching them. I'm going to swipe past them because I want to see original content from original creators. I want all that funny stuff. I want the good stuff.
Yeah. I have ruined my screen time statistics because I will do two things. I will leave my phone sitting on the charger and just have it playing lives while I'm working, right? which I don't really count as screen time because I
Right.
could easily play that on my computer, right?
Uh-huh.
Or I will accidentally almost every night leave it on. One clip
As
goes
you're
when I
falling
fall
asleep.
asleep, and it plays probably 1,500 times, and I wake up, and then my phone comes to me each week, and it's like, you spend 15 hours a day on your phone, and I'm like, well, not really.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, it's all messed up. Like seriously, like if I look at my screen time, let me see. I mean, it's awful. Not just because I'm.
Let's see what my screen time was yesterday,
How do you
because
find
it
that?
was the first time. I don't know. I swiped down and I hit screen time.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, where is screen? Oh, screen time.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to turn it on. I think I turned it off because it made me sad how much I was on my phone.
Oh, it's so bad. It's
Yeah.
If I look at it, mine is at 9 hours a day, down 39% from last week.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really bad.
I think on average I hit about 9 hours a day, or 8 hours. Yesterday, I was on my phone all day. It was like my first chance. I have not been on TikTok because I've been out of town. I've been at Disney World, and the Disney World app already sucks so much of my battery, having to constantly refresh and whatever. Oh man.
Yeah, see, yesterday, so that's the thing. Like, it says I spent 13 hours on my phone yesterday. Well, I was barely on my phone yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what is that? And that's because it ended up being on probably all night, So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
That's funny.
I guess we should get out of here.
Yeah.
You can rate us on iTunes, leave a review on your podcatcher of choice. Help get our ratings up. You can subscribe to our
Who cares about
show,
ratings?
newsletter, all that
We're going to
stuff.
keep doing the show no matter what the ratings are.
That's true. That's true. All two of you. But
Yep.
again, like I said, drop us a line because here's our ratio. We'll get 20 people watching live.
Yeah.
We'll get, if we're lucky, we'll get 500 people that watch the show after the fact.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
And then we'll get 30,000 people that listen to the audio.
Right.
But again, we're looking at numbers that are like, RSS mixed with this, mixed with like all of these variables, and it's really hard to measure it. So I know everybody's out there, but sometimes I'm like, is it really that many? And then I hear from people who have never reached out, and I'm like, oh, I guess so. I guess you're really there. I hope we're not doing it to an mostly empty audience.
Yeah.
But we appreciate all of you, and drop us a line sometime. Especially if you're one of those people who's been listening like forever, and you've just never talked to us.
10 years.
You've heard it all, and you've just never reached out. I would love to hear. And I think next year we're probably going to, work on our format a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll still have interviews and stuff, but we're going to kind of do a little bit of revamping. And once we have a little time to do that. But you can say you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt with the MoGraph logo tee, the Paul Babb, Feel the Babb 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders. The Render Things t-shirt, hoodie, and long sleeve tee. It's that fall time,
I know.
Time to get that Render Things hoodie. The MoGraph Blandishment shirt, that Render is Fire shirt, which you're only allowed to wear ironically. Unless
That's
you're shams.
Yeah.
And we're on MoGraph.com, YouTube.com/MoGraph if you want to see some of our stuff. Check out the show schedule. Would love to do some more videos and TikToks next year or something.
Yep.
Once we have a little more time, and maybe, go into some new areas, explore a little bit, mix it up. If you have a suggestion, if there's something you'd like to hear, if there's something you'd like to hear more often, or a person in particular, like I always say, send us stuff. We try and pull from people that we know to do some of these shows and things, and do interviews, because when we know people, it's easier to do an interview.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
If you have suggestions, feel free to reach out. We want to hear from you.
Yep.
And make sure you watch MoGraph TV if you haven't. It's fun to have on. It's a great companion, and hopefully you learn something. And that's about it, though. We're gonna get out of here.
Yep.
Until next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Have a good one.
Later, yo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.